Hey guys, I actually got the kids to go to sleep early, which is really cool. So I figured I would just say hello and show you what I do for my nighttime routine because for me, during the day, it can be a little stressful, but at night, I noticed that in the last couple months, nighttime's worse. Nighttime is where my anxiety really gets bad, and nighttime is really where I start to have, panic feelings, etc., and that's no fun. So when we wind down at nighttime, a lot of time that's where like everything hits us, and if you're not doing things during the day that gives you personal space, that allows you to check to see if your cup is full and what you can do to, fill the cup more with what's good for you versus being full of I'm just over this type thing. Trying to figure out, most of the time we're so preoccupied with things during the day that we forget to look and check on ourselves to make sure that we're doing okay and that we're not overdoing it. So at nighttime, it tends to just pile on us and we tend to feel it. And also you have it, you're laying in bed or you're getting ready to lay in bed and all of a sudden you're like, wow, my chest is heavy. I feel, and anxious. I'm just off. And then we just start getting in our heads. And we get into our heads and so much that sometimes we can't sleep because we can't get out of here. So, raise your hand if you're somebody that has a tendency of getting in your head and manifesting these things that are not positive and manifesting these things that are not good for us. That I can help that. I can do that. I do that all the time. So some things that I have with me that I do every night. This one right here, White Angelica, is the oil that literally releases negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative energy, but also I know it. Hey Mel, I know it the best because, I've always suffered from getting in my head and manifesting negative thoughts, manifesting and creating scenarios that are horrible. Like I'm the type of person that will, hey Rachel, that I will literally create that scenario in my head that's not real, and then I get upset about it because I hurt my feelings, or it just really hurt me, but then I'm like, I made that up. Like I made that up. That was my scenario. You've done it before where you're just like, well, that really hurt my feelings. But no, we have to learn to turn off these things because a lot of things are going on right now in the world that many people, it's just we don't know. So we have that subconsciously sitting in our head, whether or not we're thinking about it all the time, that things are just a little unusual, right? So we already have that going on. And then if you're not taking care of yourself and your cup is full, then you just start overflowing, and that's where you get super emotional. You get angry. You stop acting like yourself and you start being mean, or you just get really upset easily, or you just cry for no reason, you have no idea, or you're constantly making up these things and you're just filling your entire space with negative energy and you're trying to swim out of that. And sometimes we just get so full of that negative, it's really hard to get out, and that's just realistic. And then we start to get body pains, we start to get restless leg, we start to have issues sleeping, and then we're overtired, so then we're just snowballing into these things. And the amazing thing is, and majority of people now can see this if you didn't see it before, emotions, especially toxic and negative emotions, will literally start affecting our bodies as a whole. They'll start causing things to not work as well. If you hold so much stress in your body, you have adrenals in the back of your back, and that actually regulates where your stress goes through your body and how you work with your stress. There's a supplement called Quarter Stop. I'll write this on here. That actually stops your body from manifesting and keeping that stress in your body from your adrenals. So if you have like adrenal fatigue, or you really know that you hold on to your stress bad, you might want to look in that supplement. That's Young Living's. But it can actually, this gland can get so overflowed that it can start affecting your thyroid, which can affect, dizziness and lightheadedness, moodiness, and your throat can hurt. And then it can affect your reproductive system, which then can cause even more moodiness. And we can just go into this whole thing. And then when those things are off, it can make your liver off because hormones are so controlled in your liver. And then your digestion's off. And then we have brain fog. It just goes and goes and goes. So my idea here, and my point with you right now, is if you cannot contain your stress in the amount of negative energy inside of you, it's very hard to continue to be like, my cup is full and I'm happy. It's really hard to do that. And we deserve, even when we're stressed out, to be able to have a way to let go of things so that we can maintain our sanity because we don't want to be tipping over our cup all the time. It's just, that's not a way to live. And it doesn't, take this lightly, but it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. Like, we create our reality. So if we're constantly pumping negative things into our reality, we're just swimming. I don't want any of you guys to be swimming. I want you all to be able to be like, I have some type of control. So this is why I do this. And yes, these oils are that good for me that I'm able to sit on here and talk to you about this. So white angelica is so strong that I actually got out of postpartum depression with it. It stopped, and I was that person. I was emotional, but it was more like mental things in my head, like scenarios that would pop up. I'm like, what the heck is that? Like just bad thoughts. And I use this every single day on my forehead. So if I'm like mentally in my head in a negative way, I take the white angelica and I put this on every nighttime anyways. And can kids use quarterstop? Well, let me test it. Can kids use quarterstop? No. So what age can you start using quarterstop? 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 or older is what I would test, Melissa. I take the white angelica, I always do a sign of the cross, and I put it on my forehead. And I just, because our third eye's here, that's what we see, what we envision. I want that all to go out positive. It smells so good. I must really need it today because I'm like, wow, that smells amazing. I put it on every day. And then I'll put it, because mental mind, right? And then I'll put it on the back of my neck, right to my brainstem. And I just massage it in there. And my intention is, and I'm releasing negative thoughts. I'm releasing negative clutter in my mind so that I don't have to have it anymore. And then I'll put it on my temples so that I'm constantly smelling it. And then I take it and I put it on my heart. I put it right over my heart. And if I'm having a panic attack, that's what I do. And that usually gets me out of it, or at least can calm me. And I just bathe in it. And the cool thing about this is, guys, if you just listen to your body, when you put these things on, like I'm putting this oil on and I felt releases and shivers. Like, I obviously needed to put this on, but it will release negative energy off of you. If you have somebody that is around you that's constantly negative, if you actually put this oil on, they can smell it and it will make them in better moods. And you can try that, because people will message me like, oh my God, so-and-so at work was so much better because I just wore that oil. Well, yeah, because they work through your senses in your brain. It goes right to your brain and tells your brain positive energy, positive flow. Everything in our life, our body, our emotions, everything is controlled by how our mind is controlling it. So if you can constantly put positive energy, positive intention into your mind, and if you have a lot of mental thoughts that are not good, if you create things, if you make instances, if you live in fear, if you just create those worries and you just have that negative stuff, even negative against yourself, if you put this on every single day, try it for an entire month, you'll notice you're different. This, I know it works because, again, I use this for postpartum and I got rid of it, which was amazing. So white angelica is a must. If I'm in the middle of a panic, I put that on. You can just sit there and just cup it and just breathe yourself down. And when you're trying to relax, especially when you're stressing, I visualize positive thoughts going into my mind. I think of something that makes me laugh and want to smile. So, like, I'm thinking of my daughter's laugh right now. Like, and have this idea of what that thing is for yourself. before, like, so you already know. So like, oh, okay, I'm starting to stress. Okay, I need something that's really, really happy. Okay, and have that idea. So, oh, I love the relapse. And just sit there, have that memory in there, and then just start breathing. And the only thing you should be focusing on when you're breathing is the beautiful smell going into your head, transforming the negative to positive. But you can visualize everything negative going out, everything positive coming in. And I like to put a color to that. I put it to white light, like God's white light, and visualize that positive stuff coming in there. And try to hold and release as long as you can. You're breathing yourself down. You're slowing your blood pressure. You're filling your body and your senses with positive energy. You will relax. You will relax. It's amazing. If I really cannot snap myself out of a panic, I put an oil on that's called Surrender. It pretty much takes me over that. Surrender, yeah. Frankincense I put on every single night as well. This oil grounds me. It just brings all my anxieties, all my stuff, and just brings my body and my energy back to my body. And you can actually say, I call all my energy back to me with love and ease, and let go of anybody's energy that is not mine. So if you're not somebody, and you can put grounding stuff on the bottom of your feet, because, and visualize your roots, your natural body, like these big, huge roots coming down through your feet and down into the ground, and they'll actually ground you. But if you're anxious, your energy's flying everywhere. You need to collect it. Whether or not you know about energy work, you can understand that we are all sensitive to the energy around us. It's called the collective energy, right? So that's been very apparent in the last year, because we all can feel like tension. We can feel heaviness. We can feel that we can feel these things. So every night I say, I disconnect myself from the collective energy. I disconnect myself from the collective energy. I no longer feel the collective in my physical body. And I just let that go. See you. Because we hold on to those stuff, especially if you're intuitive, you're sucking that stuff right in. Frankincense I start my day with frankincense. I start my day with white angelica, actually. A lot of people love lavender. Lavender, personally, makes me hyper, and it also makes my son hyper. So if you're somebody and you're like, oh yeah, lavender kind of keeps me up. Well, some people it does. So it's really, what was that? Or cool. Interesting. So lavender for you, maybe frankincense might not be calming to you, but frankincense is extremely calming. You could use lavender too, but I don't have the best luck with lavender, so that's why I don't talk about it as much, because I don't like to talk about things that I don't understand and use. Release. This oil literally releases things. So if you pair release with white angelica, that's like amazing. I'm letting go of the negative, I'm letting go of the negative energy, and I'm releasing the things. And release, you can put it on with intention, or you can just put it on. Intention is just letting your body and your mind know why you're using it. But I like to put it over my liver, because your liver holds that negative energy like crazily. So impatience, frustration, angry, all those things. So I put it right over my liver, and I say I release the negative energy that I'm holding on to. And I just rub that baby on, and then I'll just put it, wherever else so I can smell it. But I felt shivers with that one. That's good. And I'll just be like, no, see ya. Bye. I put all these by my bed. So if I lay in bed and I'm like, oh, I forgot to put my oils, I can't make an excuse for myself. I just have to do it. So it really smells so good too. I can feel this area just feels lighter. Good, so good. So good. Release. It's really, really good. A lot of people will literally just sit here and just smell it. I release that negative energy. I release those thoughts. I release those feelings. And remember when you're did not mean to flick you off. Remember when you're smelling oils, make sure you go from one nostril to the next so that you can get both sides of the brain. if you are somebody that really, really needs to calm the F out at nighttime, we have the Calm CBD Roller, which I cannot find it. I think my daughter took it. But the Calm CBD Roller is like money. It works so well. You just go into the CBD and it literally, it works really well. It like makes me like, not jello, but it just is like, wow, I'm so relaxed. It works awesome. I had it by my bed. My daughter took it, I think. But also you could use, if you're not into CBD, you could use our vetiver. Vetiver is a very thick oil. I put it in my armpit or in my bra before I use it. Just don't forget it's in there. And then it makes it a lot easier to come out. And just put one drop on the bottom of your feet. You will be so calm. You'll be so calm. It works so well. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, acceptance. Okay. Acceptance may sound really weird to you, but think about this, guys. When we are stressed and we are anxious and we just have to let go of things, a lot of the stuff that's in the way is like our ego. Like, what are we putting power to? What do we don't have to put power to? So with a lot of times, like, I just need to accept and let go of that conversation or that emotion, or accept that I cannot control what is going on out there, but I can control what's going on in here. My father, he puts this on every day, and he always tells me, accept what, put it on so you can accept what you cannot change or what you cannot control. And I was like, that's so smart, Dad. Like, why wouldn't you use that every day? I'm a control freak. I'm a control freak. So surrender, I avoid like a plague, because that means I'm surrendering myself and I'm not going to control everything. So it's funny because I'm one of those people that will avoid things that are good for them. But acceptance, it does a lot for me. It really does a lot for me. And it just lets me to accept it. And a lot of times when you are so anxious and you just cannot even, it's because you're not accepting something. You're just not accepting it the way it should be. You're trying to change it. You want it differently. And you're just not allowing it to just understand that, it is what it is. And I have to just break myself from that and release those ties and just know, what? It is what it is. I'm accepting that. So I like to put that right over my heart. And acceptance smells so good too. You guys like my shirt? If you don't know your soil, you don't know your oil. It's Gary Young. Because our soil is like the main part of probably why we do things. I know I'm a nerd. I'm such a nerd. I'm a Gary Young nerd. So acceptance. And that is great. Gratitude. If you're having a hard time finding the good and the light in life right now, gratitude is phenomenal. If you're a mom, and you feel like your kids are not being grateful, or you feel like they're being a little snobby, or you just feel like they're just not appreciative, you do something, and you message me when it works. This is like a running game with myself. My kids are wonderful kids. I'm going to read that in a second, Pam. But you put one drop of gratitude in your child's diffuser when they're sleeping, you see what they do when they wake up. Instant hugs. And that whole next day, oh, thank you, Mommy. Thank you. That's awesome, Mommy. I love you so much, Mommy. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But you put it on you as an adult, it does the same thing for you. You find the good in things. It's so gratifying. Gratitude is actually one of my main oils I've been putting in the diffuser in this house, just because, and because we're homeschooling. But I actually have gratitude and frankincense for focus in the study room where he does homework. It's so good. Gratitude. My husband, what's the best oil for him to put on when he leaves work so he doesn't bring it out? White Angelica. Yep, White Angelica. I actually would, if I were him, I would release White Angelica and I would mix, White Angelica and release. Those would be perfect. Absolutely perfect. Definitely White Angelica. The last one that I wanted to talk to you about that's an oil that is really nice is Inner Child. Inner Child really blew my mind. It's part of the Feelings Kit. If you haven't gotten the Feelings Kit, that is a game changer. It has release in it, forgiveness, acceptance. It has a lot of oils in it, and it's a good value. It's worth your money. But the Inner Child, you put it on, you're welcome, Pam. You actually take it and you put it in your navel. So And why you do that is because significantly, right, your navel connects you right to, the umbilical cord, so it takes you right back to when you're in the womb, and that innocence of lack of judgment, lack of boundaries because of things that people said to you or situations that you saw, lack of judgment and criticism. And, as a little infant, you're born and you have no preconceived notions of what's going on in the world. You're just literally just content, innocent, and happy. And for those so many months, you have things that you're just being. And your heart is completely open, and you have no blocks, you have no guards up, and you can just be yourself, although we can't express ourselves as a little infant the way that we want to express ourselves as a 35-year-old. But when you put inner child on, it allows you to break down barriers that are hiding yourself. It allows you to remember the things that make you feel happy. It reminds you of the things that really help you to be you. And when I started using inner child, I didn't know what it was going to do for me. But what I did realize was I started to dance more. Me and my kids are doing dance parties a lot more now. I listened to music more. I wasn't listening to music very much, and I wasn't just being myself. I kept on thinking of things that I wanted to do that I hadn't done in years. I started wearing some things, like I love wearing hats. I just started wearing those again, and it sounds so silly, but it's not, because if you really think about it, it's the little things that give us these, that fill our cup in a positive way. These little things every couple of days that come up that help us to feel like our cup is really full instead of jam-packed and heavy. And it just lightens it. It just makes us feel like ourselves. And that was a really cool awakening and experience for me to use that inner child. So I use the inner child every morning, and I do use it at nighttime because it's by this whole pack of stuff. So these are really nice. Stress away is also a really good one at nighttime when you just need to relate, just let go. If you're somebody that really gets in your head when you're sleeping, definitely the white angelica, but also Copaiba. And I know a lot of you guys got this one free a couple months ago, but Copaiba behind your ears for bedtime will actually help you to stop with that mental stuff. And the last one I want to show you is the CBD Beauty Boost. So this is actually for your skin. You don't ingest this. And what I love about this, I'm actually going to take a shower, so I'm not going to put it on, but I take my Beauty Boost and I put it all the way down here, and I put 3 drops in my hand. 1, 2, 3, right? And I literally rub it all over my face. It moisturizes my face like there's no tomorrow. But I do this the nights that I had a busier day and I didn't get to really fill my cup in a positive way as much. And I also do it the days that I'm more emotional, or I'm just off, or I just feel like my anxiety is different and I'm not as balanced as I usually am. And CBD, what it does is it takes down inflammation. It literally works on anxiety, and it will help your face and your cells repair itself. So this one is made for skin health, for your face. It's amazing. And I just put that on at nighttime too, and that just seals up that deal with all those combination of oils. And you can sit here and be like, that's a lot of oil stuff. That's a lot of money. I've been using these oils consistently like this for months now, and I can have more peace at nighttime. So, you can spend money, but in the end, you gotta be able to find what makes you feel full in a positive way. And you gotta be able to find what can help you to let go of the stuff that's not helping you in a positive way. And I haven't found anything else in this world besides sprinting, that's my veg, that allows me to be able to control my emotions and let go of the things that I need to let go of. And that says something, because our emotions run who we are. Our brain runs who we are. So if we can't control these and we can't get these things down to par, we're not living the way we should be living. We're living through our anxiety and stress, and that's not life. That's not what it's supposed to be. You have to use your tools and your resources to balance those out so that you can be free. You can just be free of those things. And that's real, and that's real life. That's what we need to do in real life. So I hope this is helpful for you guys, and gave you some things to think about. All these things you can buy with on your points besides the beauty boost, but really think about helping yourself in a different way, putting it by your bed or making a roller of these oils and just putting them on with intention and just doing that and ending your day like that so you can sleep better, because we're only, we need to recharge. And the best way to recharge is to have a good, balanced night of sleep. And you can't do that when you're a mess, We have to take care of ourselves. And yes, all of us have other people to take care of, but as well as I do, if your cup is jam full, and it's not good jam full, it's filled with pop instead of water, you are going to burst. It's going to overflow. And we never know what that's going to look like. And we never know what that's going to do for us. So why are we constantly overflowing our cup? We don't deserve that. We shouldn't have to constantly recheck and rewind. We should just be able to be like, you know what, my cup's full. Let's just back up a little bit, do some things for myself, and find my peace again. This is a huge start for that. And a lot of these oils, using them will help you to clear your mind so you can find other avenues to do so as well. And hopefully find things that you can remove out of your life and stop putting power to that do not benefit you. And a lot of times we just need to allow our body to let go and release so that we have space to think of those things and to allow them to come forward so we can process them and actually do them. When we're so jam-packed, we don't have time to process. We're not taking the time to process, and we aren't capable of listening. So, we're going to explode. So let's, put power to not exploding anymore and having that balance and that foundation of, okay, this is what works for me, and this helps me get through, and doing that. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Any of these can be put in the diffuser as well. Peace and Calming is actually my favorite one to put in the diffuser right now. It's really nice. One more that I forgot that's over there where my diffuser is, but forgiveness. If you're holding on to a lot of stuff and you just cannot move past it, guys, you have to forgive in order to move forward. Forgiveness over your heart every single day for 30 days will change you whether or not you want to and whether or not you know it. I did that in August, and it really did a lot for me. And most of mine was like personal stuff I felt about myself, but I had to move forward from that. Didn't know it at the time, but then when everything just changed, I was like, well, I guess I had a lot of inner work to do that I wasn't aware of. But forgiveness is a really good one too, and that's all in the feelings kit. You guys have a wonderful night, and I hope that this brought you some peace.